Hello everyone, this is your teacher Julian Marin, and today we're going to review Martes de Prueba number 8 for the ninth grade in the year 2025. Let me start sharing my screen so we can evaluate what kind of exercise we're going to solve today. Okay, so over here we can already see we got 5 questions and we have no text. So yes, this is a kind of a reading comprehension. We're always going to use reading comprehension skills, but depending on the exercise, we're going to use different strategies, okay? Over here, we see 5 questions, and each one of them has multiple answers to choose from. In this case, 3 possibilities. And the instruction says that we should complete the conversation. So I'm going to leave questions 21 and 22 visible, okay? So we can start with those two. Let's see. For the first conversation, it starts by saying, "It is strange to see you using public transportation, Mary." Okay, now, what we need to evaluate, first we need to understand what is the context and evaluating the 3 possible options because we want to remain coherent. Coherence is the key factor in this exercise. So first option, my mother always was home. Not talking about no one's mother or Mary's mother. We're talking about Mary using public transportation. So A is not very coherent. B, my family is not eco-friendly at all. Over here, we're not talking about eco-friendliness. And C, my father sold our car last month. So there is a direct connection with transport. And coherently, okay, thinking about being strange Mary using the public transportation, it makes perfect sense that before she had a car, her family had a car, or her father drove her around, I don't know. But in this case, there is no more transportation at home. So this it would be the answer. C. Question 22. Do you like your new bedroom? Okay, so that's the context. Somebody has a new bedroom. A. I love to decorate my dormitory with posters and photos. This doesn't necessarily, even though we're talking about bedroom, dormitory, not does not necessarily answer the question that we have here. Let's evaluate B and C. B, I think it's good enough. Smaller will be a problem. So it is the key. We're talking about what? Smaller will be a problem. Yes, talking about a bedroom, that if it will be smaller, it would be a problem. But let's evaluate C. I prefer houses with a bigger kitchen and a smaller yard. Okay, over here, we're not talking about houses. We're talking about bedrooms. So the remaining option that will be coherent for this conversation will be B. So over here we got for 21, answer C. For 22, answer B. And let's continue with the remaining questions. We got 3 more to go. Let's see. Let's visualize 23 and 24. Okay. See over here. Okay. So for 23, it starts by saying, are you ready for an amazing weekend? Let's go partying. Okay, let's see. A, I think Fridays are very nice days in summer. We're not talking about summer. We're talking about the weekend and we're talking about partying. Yes, Fridays are part of the weekend. So that is why it is a tricky possibility. So don't fall for that. B, it sounds great. It, what is it? The possibility of partying, right? But I'll be busy with my family. It means this person has other plans. Okay, this seems to be coherent to me. C, Last week was my math exam. I was stressed. Over here, this answer could be, I don't know, like directed to a different question. It's not very coherent. That is why I would select option B as the correct one. Okay, let's move on to the next question. It says, I'm in trouble, John. I invested all my savings in crypto and I lost it. Okay, so over here we have a tragic situation. Invested, there was some money, all my savings. This person was saving money and decided to make an investment in cryptocurrency, right? And then the result was tragic, lost the money. So let's see. Over here we have the three options, and all of them are kind of long. So let's evaluate. A, if I were you, definitely I will sell everything I have and I will travel around the world. Nobody's talking about vacation, nobody's talking about this kind of context. We're talking about a financial disgrace. So A, not very coherent. B, why don't you buy a house with the money you won in the lottery? So this is the opposite situation. Nobody has mentioned a lottery. And as a matter of fact, they mention lost, which is the opposite of winning, losing, right? So B is not very coherent either. Let's see option C. You should get a job and be more careful about the way you take care of your resources. Resources meaning money. Get a job, good for a person who has lost all the savings. Of course, that is a must. Instead of investing in these alternatives, get a job, okay? And then be more careful. Take care. So, yes, the most coherent one would be option C. There you have it for 23, option B for 24, option C. Okay, let's move on to the next and final option. Okay, so 25. The beginning of the conversation goes, I think you're very strict and disciplined. I admire you. Okay, let's see the options. A, it is because I was part of the army in the youth or in my youth. So this one makes sense because, being part of the army, they built discipline on people. Okay, but let's evaluate B and C before we make a decision. B, I oversleep frequently because I watch TV late at night. Okay, so this is the opposite of discipline. So B is not a very good option. C, I don't have anything to do early in the mornings. So this seems like the answer in not a question, but a comment that has no relation with the beginning of the conversation. So I will go with option A. It's because I was part of the army in my youth. Okay, which makes perfect sense. Discipline. Okay, so with this, we're finishing the review of Martes de Prueba number 8 for the ninth grade. Thank you very much for watching. I will invite you to click on like, subscribe to the channel, and promote the channel and the video so other people can benefit from these reviews. Thank you very much. I hope to see you in the future.